Hi guys, welcome back. This is Grace with the Grit, and today we are cooking. I know it is so out of the norm, but that is fine. That's why we're alive, right? To try new things, to get new skills. So yeah, today I want to show you guys how I cook my Efo Riro. Efo Riro is just a Nigerian delicacy. It's really just vegetables, mostly spinach, and spinach cooked in tomato stew. Yeah, with your oil. I'm going to show you guys the seasonings and the mixture very soon. But something I want us to know is that there is no one way of doing anything, right? So I just wanted to give a little disclaimer. This is not the one way to cook Efo. It is just my way, and I'm going to show you guys today. So come on. So guys, basically this is what I'm going to be using today. So I have my tomatoes, I have one scotch bonnet pepper, I have my bell pepper, and I have an onion, right? Another thing I realized personally is that usually when I make the tomato sauce before putting in the spinach, it's usually more than. So another thing you want to do is you can just take out some of the the tomato sauce when you're done, so that you have just enough. I will be using my stock, so I have some stock from a couple of days ago. So you have just fish, meat, chicken. Normally people don't put chicken in their Efo, they use a lot of stock. But personally I would say this is the key ingredient, your crayfish. This gives the flavor you need. Yeah, nothing extra. Pepper, obviously. I have my powder pepper, and yeah, I'm gonna use some salt. So this is what I use mostly for my seasoning. This is the Jumbo Aroma all-purpose seasoning. I'm going to put just a tablespoon of that, and I usually use a mixture of both vegetable and palm oil. Okay, so obviously this, if you also live in the UK, in London precisely, there are a lot of African stores around for those who do not know, so you can definitely find yourself some palm oil. This I think cost me about £4 or £5. And then I got myself some frozen spinach. So I bought this in a store. Usually I buy the leafy one, and I slice, but yeah, this is I've used half of it the last time. So yeah, pretty much this is what we're going to be using for our delicacy, and this is my empty pot, and let's do this. So yeah, now you need to start by slicing all of the ingredients I did show us earlier: your onions, your tomatoes, your bell peppers. Quick apologies, mom. I'm not using a chopping board, don't come for me. And yeah, once you're done slicing, next thing you need to think of doing obviously is to blend whatever you've just sliced. Personally, I use a hand mixer. It's really handy because I don't cook much, I'm all alone at the time, so it's really handy. But yeah, I definitely need to get a bigger one because they're just better, right? They just do work quicker. So you want to make sure to add a little bit of water to your mixture just to ease the blending, and then yeah, that's gonna just take the time it's gonna take. Make sure you blend until nice and smooth. Personally, that's what I do anyway. Some persons at this point prefer to use just tatashe, by the way, that's just bell peppers, but I always like to mix that with tomatoes. It just depends on how you want to make your Efo Riro. Remember, Efo Riro just means a mix of vegetables, right? Yeah, once that is done, you want to make sure to clean your blender, especially if you're using the hand mixer one. Clean it as soon as possible and keep where it stays. Next, you heat your pot, and you heat your start with the palm oil. As soon as it starts to fry, do you see the little the smoke coming out? Then you can add your vegetable oil. Give that a nice mix, okay, just to make sure that yeah, everything is mixed. I know we did blend an onion a little while ago, but I always like to fry my onion. Still always do that because it gives its own savor to the food, so you fry your onions, and once that is done, as soon as you get that golden brown color, as soon as you get that color, then you can add in your mixture. Again, this is just how I prefer to do it. Some other persons will tell you to blend the tomato sauce separately. When it's well blended, then you put it to hasten the cooking, but it's up to you. Personally, what I do is I immediately pour in my tomato sauce into the fried onions, and you let that cook for a while. Okay, you need to let it cook for a while. It could take 20, 25, 30 minutes depending on how much tomato you have in the pot. But after a while, you'll notice that all of the liquid, so as you can see, it has dried up, so there's no more liquid in my pot. It looks really dry compared to the previous scene, right? So at this point, what I do is I add my stock. Stock is really just the liquid, the water that comes out after you've boiled your meat or your chicken or anything. It seemed a little bit coagulated here because it was in the fridge for a while. Yeah, so you add that up. Personally, I use a lot of stock because I have made sure to add a lot of seasonings to it, so I love the flavor. Most people love to keep their crayfish for the end, but I do this as soon as my tomato is ready. So you add your crayfish. A typical Nigerian has a lot more, extra things, orishi that they add into the food. So you see them adding stuff like bomo, you have your smoked mala, that's smoked fish. They have lots of different things. What I did here is just to, the fish I showed us earlier, I just pieces that, really just cut them into tiny chunks, and you use that. So that replaces my smoked fish, and I added anything else I had. Do not think you need to do this in one same style. Personally, I don't think that if there is one particular type of meat or something missing, then you would not have the food. You would still get to something, a nice end product. So you want to mix this nice and well for a while, and you let it cook again a little bit. Okay, so here we can see at this point my kitchen, the whole house was smelling yum. To be honest, it did really smell nice. So what you want to do here is the final step. I had my frozen spinach, and you just add that into your stew. Okay, you just add that. It was frozen, and I didn't just want to throw the whole chunk like that, so I took my time to kind of use my fingers to spread it, in the pot. And once that is done, again, I did give it a little stir. So basically what we see coming out is really just it's not the vapor, or is it the vapor though? Yeah, I think it's the vapor coming from the frozen spinach. So once that is mixed, obviously this is starting to look like something, isn't it? Again, just a little disclaimer, Nigerians use different. You may not want to use your spinach. Some people use other different types of leaf, as long as it's a vegetable leaf. Some people use shoko. Apparently shoko is the original efo, but really it's about dealing with what you have, right? And trust me, this is a really simple, quick, minimalist way of doing things in your kitchen, and you would still enjoy, you would still love it. So there we go. I eat this with anything really. Your average Nigerian will have you eat it with pounded yam or with eba. I also have my efo with rice. I can have it with some yam, some sweet potatoes. Do not judge until you've tasted. So that's it, guys. I really hope you enjoyed my first cooking tutorial. Let me know in the comment section if you eat efo on a regular, or if you have something similar where you're from in your country. Let me know how you cook yours, and yeah, let's just have a quick banter in the comment section. Thanks a lot, guys. If you've watched up until here, you are super amazing, and I will see you again soon. Bye.